Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. Make sure that you subscribe before you leave. That way you'll never miss out on another video. I do a free pick a card reading on my channel every single Friday, so you don't want to miss out. Okay, today we're going to be doing a reading all about January love blessings. What's coming in January when it comes to love? What are we releasing? What are we surrendering? What can we expect? So I know it is a little bit into January, but I thought I would still get this reading up because I'm super interested. I'm very curious, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. So what you're going to do is go ahead and pick a card, pile, or a crystal. You're going to pick card group number 1, 2, 3, or 4, or you're going to pick Angel Aura Quartz, Pyrite, Shungite, or Labradorite. So go ahead, let your intuition guide you, let your inner voice guide you. The more you let your inner voice guide you, the stronger that it gets. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, for all of my group 1 people and all of you lovelies that picked the Angel Aura Quartz crystal, let's get into the reading. What is coming in love? What are the blessings that are coming in love in January 2020? The first card I see is abundance. This is such a good sign. The card right next to abundance is the dream card. So this tells me, the dream card with the number 6, this tells me that there's going to be a change in your perception when it comes to love. I feel like you're going to view love differently in your life. Now what I'm getting is that there was something blocking you. It was a limiting belief that was blocking you from achieving and like really receiving the love that you deserve, and the love that's coming your way, you were blocking it. Now, I feel like you had belief systems that were created, whether it was in your childhood or past trauma, that didn't allow you to fully receive love 100% and just let your walls and your guard down. But in January, I really see that portion of your life ending where you put up walls and you put up guards when it comes to love. I feel like you're also going to look at love very, very differently. You're going to start looking at love in a very, very positive way, where I think maybe the whole year of 2019, you were looking at it in a very, very negative way, fearful way. There was a lot of negative emotions when it came to your love life. But in 2020, expect to receive a lot of abundance in love, a lot of abundance in love, a lot of harmony, a lot of togetherness. Now, this is for all of you guys who are in a relationship, or if you're single, this pertains to everyone who is watching. Whether you're in a relationship or single, you are going to be receiving an abundance of love. And another thing is a huge change in the things that you believe about love. Like, say all your life you believed, okay, I can't trust my partner. Or maybe your parents taught you never trust your partner with everything. So you grew up with that belief system. And I feel like in 2020, that belief system is no longer going to be a part of you. I feel like you've worked through it. You've seen what that belief system has done to you and your love life. And now, not just you're ready to change it, but it's going to change. The next card I see is surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So when it came to your love life, I feel like it was very serious all the time. You took your love life very, very seriously. Overthinking and just trying to make everything work and trying to make sure that everything is okay when it comes to your love life. And in the year 2020, especially when it comes to January, I feel like you're going to allow yourself to just let loose and just play. Whether you're single or in a relationship, I see you guys having a lot more fun, especially when it comes into your love life. Maybe you're going to explore more things with your partner, or if you're single, you might venture out and go for somebody that's not even your type. You may start to attract really, really fun experiences that make you feel even more loved, that make you feel like love is not such a fearful thing. The next card that I see is surrender to your paths. Surrender to your soul's path. This is very, very important because your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. So you're being called to now look at your past traumas, past experiences, all the negative things that happened in your love life in the past. I feel like you took it as something that was holding you hostage. You took it as something that could trigger you in the future. You took it as something that was negative, something that happened to you that, was very, very low vibration, just not something you wanted. It was hurtful, it was painful, and looking back at it was not fun. Now, in January, when you start to look back on the painful experiences, when you look back on the hurts and the heartaches, the struggles, the challenges, when it comes to your love life, you're no longer going to look at these things as something negative. The way that your perception is going to change is that you're going to start to look at every struggle and turmoil and heartache as a blessing, as an obstacle that you overcame. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to cultivate inner strength and a lot of pride, but not like egotistical pride. It's pride where you're proud of yourself for the first time probably ever, that like, holy shit, I accomplished this. I overcame this. I was shattered, but look at me now. It's a brand new year and I am not shattered by these things anymore. Like, I feel like a lot of the things that would give you anxiety or trigger you before, they no longer will. And that comes to surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. So whatever this trauma was that you experienced, whatever this heartache was that you experienced, that created this negative belief system about love within you, it created a defensiveness that you put up, not just all the time. Any argument that came up, I feel like it was very hard for you to understand and listen to your partner, or, you know, even in the past when in previous relationships, communication was never healthy. Communication was never open. And I feel like in January, if you guys are in a relationship, expect communication to be big, especially with this full moon that we just had. Communication is opening. Communication is going to be beautiful. It's going to be divine. And I feel like you're going to have conversations about love with your loved one if you guys are in relationships that you've never had before. And if you're single, I feel like you're going to have a lot of conversations about love that are going to open your mind to new ideas about love, new experiences about love, new things you want to experience, you know, new perceptions, new views, new choices you want in love. It's just a lot of things that are like, it's like illumination in your mind when it comes to love. The next card that I see is the Selkie and her skin. This is reclaiming your authenticity. So I feel like in the past, you would get really, really lost in love. Whether you're single or in a relationship, you would get very, very lost. And what I mean by that is you would lose yourself in maybe taking too care of someone else too much, or you would lose yourself by seeking validation from someone else. You would just lose yourself in a relationship. And I don't see that for you anymore. I see you reclaiming who you are. You're taking off the mask. You're taking down the walls. You're like, all of the obstacles that were in your way, you're clearing them up, because now you're in a place where you are confident in who you are and what you want out of love. This is for everyone, single, relationship, whatever. The next thing I see for you guys is forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. I actually have a video coming up on forgiveness and how it affects your vibration. So really quickly though, right now, for everybody that is holding on to something, for everybody that was like getting triggered by things now that happened in the past, or for everybody that was carrying baggage or was carrying past trauma with them, you're gonna forgive. I feel like whatever happened, you're gonna find a place in your heart to forgive. And here's why. Because you're raising your vibration. When you raise your vibration, forgiveness automatically happens, because forgiveness, when you don't forgive, you have this space inside of you that is taken up by something like a grudge or anger. And these are very, very low vibrational feelings. So when you're trying to raise your vibration and you have grudge and anger and resentment, hostility, there's still a part of you that is vibrating very low. So when you forgive, like I feel like cussing when I say this because I'm so serious about it. You don't give a F about the person who hurt you. You're forgiving for yourself so that you can raise your vibration, and that person or that heartache, that situation, that experience does not hold a place in your heart anymore, because it was lowering your vibration. So forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is actually a selfish thing you could do for yourself because it's raising your vibration. You're clearing that place inside of yourself so that you can move forward with a high vibration. The next thing I see is wait, postpone, pause, and say no. So this is a message from the universe telling you not to jump into anything too quickly. Right now is your spiritual awakening when it comes to love. So you want to learn, you want to get the knowledge, you want to channel the messages that are meant to be coming to you. Right now is your learning phase, whether you're in a relationship or you're single. Right now is all this information coming to you. Your views are changing. Like, it's like this metamorphosis where you were a caterpillar all these years, and now you're turning into that butterfly. So wait on big decisions when it comes to love, because there's a lot that's being exposed to you right now. You're learning a lot. You're going through this healing and awakening and new perspective. So the last card that comes up in your reading is Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. So this is a huge another reason why you're being asked not to jump into anything right now, anything big, because your ancestors, your guides, the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in, they're all working for you behind the scenes. You don't see the work because it's being done in the ethers. It's being done in the spiritual world. So in a matter of time, you're going to start to see things change in your physical reality. So that's why you're being called to just pause a little bit, take a break, just pamper yourself, pay attention to yourself a little bit so that behind the scenes, your guides can work for you. So that was your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed this and it brought you some clarity. Very, very beautiful reading. I'm so proud of you guys for everything that you have overcome when it comes to love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. For everybody that picked card group number 2 or the pyrite crystal, let's get started with your 2020 January love blessings. Okay, the first card that I see is ordinariness. All right. It seems like you were really bored with your love life. There was either, whether you're single or if you're in a relationship, you were becoming bored when it comes to love. And the next card that I see is you are looking for something intense. You're looking for something passionate now. You want to be touched. You want to be shown affection. You want to be shown that you're cared for. Like, you want that passionate love. And another thing that I see is this is a part of your existence. I feel like you have done so much inner work on yourself, that you're finally coming out of a place, of a dark place, a negative place, especially when it comes to love. And how do I say this? It's like you're becoming one with your soul, becoming one with your spirit, becoming one with the divine. And so now when that happens, it's your whole view about love changes, and the things that you want out of love changes. You no longer want to settle. And I feel like you guys have been settling for a really, really long time when it comes to your love life, and you no longer want to settle. You want to experience new things. You want to explore your relationship if you're in a relationship. If you're single, you want to experience something beautiful and fun and open communication. Like, you know what you want now, and you know what you don't want. And what you don't want is actually what you've been living for the past couple of years, months, days. It's been coming up, and you're just like, you know what? I'm bored. Like, I want more. I want something fun. I want something passionate, Another thing that I see is surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So I feel like one of the biggest reasons that you became really bored is you were always doing for other people. You were never allowing yourself to give yourself love. You were never allowing yourself to treat yourself. You didn't allow yourself to feel happy in love, if that makes sense. You always put your attention, your energy, and your love onto someone else, and you never brought it back to you. And I feel like that caused a lot of egotistical behavior. And here's what I mean when I say that. Sometimes when you keep doing for other people, you kind of get into this mentality of I've done so much for you, you owe me. Like, I've done so much for you, why aren't you doing anything back? I've done so much for you, why don't you do anything for me? And that comes from a place of ego, because then you're kind of like, it's like a competition. Like, okay, I did this, but what did you do? Okay, I did this for you, what are you going to do to repay me? And I feel like that's kind of what was going on, is like you were doing so much for the people in your life, especially when it came to your love life. If you guys are in a relationship, I feel like this pertains to you and your partner. You guys are doing a lot for your partner, and now you're just like in a place where you're just like, okay, this needs to stop. Like, I need to bring my focus back on myself, and I know what I want. I want that passion. And that's I want to read you guys what it says in this ego card. It says, cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So again, like sometimes we get caught up in doing things for the people we love or the person we love, and we expect something in return. This happens so much in relationships, especially as relationships kind of get older and older over time. You just start to kind of just be like, okay, I did all this for you, what are you going to do for me? And I feel, and that's where, when this card says be of service to others and come from your heart, sometimes we keep doing things for other people and it doesn't even come from our heart. And that's where we start to resent them. We start to like, oh my God, I'm doing all this stuff for them. And it's not from your heart. It's just maybe you feel like you're doing it. Maybe you created a habit out of it. So the next card that I do see is Knight of Cups. This is a card where the universe is saying that you're moving forward. You're moving on. You're moving on from this place of boredom. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, the reason that you are moving on now is because you know what you want and you're in a healthy place in your mind when it comes to love. This is for singles and people who are in a relationship. And the reason is because you put in so much self-work. The mirror, know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. So I feel like a lot of truth has been revealed to you about who you are, about what your relationship truly is, if you guys are in relationships. And for singles, I feel like a lot has been revealed to you about who you are and what you want out of a relationship now. So because you put in all that work, there's all this changes happening that is going to lead you to the love of a lifetime. The next card that I see is don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So I think that we already went over how exactly you are dimming your light. Is you're doing too much for others and it's draining your life force and you're becoming really bored. So that's something that you need to pay attention to. And I feel like that's another reason you're drawn to the pyrite crystal. Pyrite is the stone of abundance. It's a stone of money. It's called fool's gold, and it's known to bring good fortune and just very, very high vibration energy, positive energy. So I feel like that's something you were suppressing. I feel like that's something that because you were, so involved with paying so much attention to someone else, that you didn't pay enough attention to your own light, your own shine. And I feel like that's all coming back to you. And that's why you kind of started to feel ordinary. That's another thing. You kind of started to feel boring almost. And you just started to feel like you wanted more from life, more from your relationship, more from relationships in general. Another thing that I see is practice compassion. See things from a fresh perspective. Amazing message for this reading. So you're going to start to see love in a new way now, because now you're just like, okay, I've experienced this and it's dulling down, and now I want to reawaken love. That, like, if I could put your reading into just a few words, it's that you have this desire to reawaken love. And now, the last card that comes in your reading is every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. Appreciate this moment. A lot of you guys, when it comes to love, you never allowed yourself to just live in the moment. So I feel like even in happy moments, this is for singles and people in relationships. When it came to happy moments in love, you guys didn't allow yourself to be fully present or really feel 100% of the happiness. You still held yourself back a little bit, whether that was due to fear, past trauma, insecurity, guilt, whatever it was. You didn't allow yourself to be fully present in the moment. And I feel like that really affected your love life. And it might still affect your love life till this day. So you're being called to appreciate this moment. And another message that I'm getting, this is the card of 33. She is holding a conch seashell and her face is blue. This card gives me very, very strong Kali vibes. Kali is a goddess of destruction. She is the goddess of eliminating illusion. So I feel like you created this life, and maybe it wasn't even that you created it. Maybe you were forced to create it. Maybe it just happened. Maybe it's just limiting beliefs created this life for you, whatever it was. But you created this life, or you were living in this life that it was an illusion. Like, it wasn't aligned with you. You always knew you didn't want that life, and now you're coming out of it. So I expect to see a lot of newness when it comes to love. I expect to see yourself standing up for yourself a lot more. Expect to see yourself receiving more passion because your views are changing. It's shifting the energy around you when it comes to love. So expect yourself to really see a lot of passion this month when it comes to love. Another thing I see for you is you shining, you bringing out your light, you bringing out your truth, speaking your truth, living your truth, expressing it, dressing more like the way you want to dress. And I feel like because of all that work you're going to do this month, you're going to attract a lot of passion when it comes to love. So if you guys are in relationships, expect the relationship to reawaken if your partner is aligned with you in this new journey that you're taking. And if you guys are single, I feel like what's going to happen this month is you reawakening your passion, and that passion is going to set forth a very, very strong vibration, and it's going to call in and bring in potential people that match your vibration. So very, very exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading and it gave you some clarity. Thank you guys so much for watching. For everybody that picked card group number 3 or the Shungite crystal, let's go ahead and see what blessings are coming in for you January of 2020. Okay, the first card I see here is you are limitless. It says you can do anything you choose. The number of this card is the number 4. Now here we are being told that we have unlimited potential, that you guys have so much power, so much ability to co-create your life, so much ability to direct energy in your life. And I feel like you have suppressed that magic. You have really suppressed that aspect of yourself that can create, that can manifest. And I feel like you're being called to awaken that again. And this month, I have this feeling that you're going to awaken that again and actually see how powerful you truly are. So it's very important that you keep your thoughts positive and at a high vibration, because you're going to start to see yourself manifesting this month, especially according to your love life. Another thing that I see is that you were kind of like dimming your light for the person that you love. Now, this goes for people who are in a relationship and people who are single. For all of you guys that are single, I feel like this was a pattern in your relationship history where you kind of dimmed your light for the other person. You would sacrifice more than the other person, and you sacrificed a lot for the other person. Now, if you guys are in a relationship, I see that you maybe have been feeling like you are sacrificing a little bit more than you want to. And just the universe is just telling you that this month there's going to be changes. There's going to be changes in that aspect where you're not going to feel like somebody is draining your energy, or that you have to dim your light to be loved, or dim your light to like keep the love healthy and safe. This month you are really going to come into your own power and your own truth, and you're going to be shown how powerful you truly are, because your thoughts are going to be manifesting. Another thing I see is the Star Mother card. How can you mother yourself? So you remember how we talked about you giving away your energy in your love life? You give more than you receive. It's been a pattern. Now this month, that pattern is breaking. You're no longer going to be giving more than you receive. I feel like this month you're really going to be taking your power back, taking your energy back, your attention back onto yourself. And because of that, you're going to create a powerful shift in your love life. Because here's the thing, if you practice the law of attraction, you know that the universe only gives back to you what you give it. So what you feed, the universe gives back like say you're feeding the negative emotion too much, the universe will have no choice but to give you more negative emotions. That's how the law of attraction works. The universe mirrors us, our emotions, our belief systems, our thought patterns, our habits. The universe mirrors that back to us and wants to create more experiences of what we are vibrating at. So we don't want to be vibrating at that low vibration. And we're being called to ask ourselves, how can we mother ourselves? Which means, how can we nurture ourselves? How can we allow ourselves to live in our potential? How can we allow ourselves to feel like we deserve the love we want? How can you allow yourself to open yourself up to love? How can you allow yourself to be free when you love? And these are questions that are really going to be answered this month. I feel like you're looking for a lot of freedom within love. Maybe a lot of past belief systems were holding you back. Another thing I see is surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. So here, we're really, really being called to accept our own magic, embrace our magic again, embrace your light, embrace that spark that you have, that you dimmed down when it comes to love because maybe you were too afraid to show who you truly are. Maybe you were too afraid to be vulnerable. You were just too afraid to just allow the love into your life fully, full-heartedly, no expectations, just allow love. It's very hard for you to do that. But this month, you're going to notice yourself shifting and you're going to notice yourself allowing more love into your life. The next card is surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and center the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so here, the universe is really telling you that it's time to take a break. It's time to give yourself some alone time, some me time. I feel like you have been focused so much on the other person, whether you're single or in a relationship. This affected you a lot, is you giving all your love, all your attention, all your energy to your partner. It drained you and you never even had enough time for yourself, maybe for your own hobbies, to do things that you wanted to do, to maybe watch the movies you want to watch, to maybe listen to the music you want to listen to eat the food you want to listen to. Maybe your partner, there was some kind of limitation, some kind of restriction, whatever. But it's that kind of energy where you felt restricted. You felt kind of limited. And in January of 2020, you're no longer going to feel that limitation. The energy is changing. You're going to, it's like the universe is going to open up doors so that you can experience love in so many different ways. So much new, different communication will open up. Maybe if you are with your partner, there's going to be new conversations that are going to be had, deeper, richer, more meaningful conversations that bring you guys together, and you realize that you didn't really have to dim your light as much as you did. You didn't really have to give away your energy as much as you did. You didn't really have to take the focus off of yourself as much as you truly did. I feel like you did it because of past belief systems, past patterns, maybe things you were taught, whatever the case was. You didn't have to do that, but I feel like you did it because you felt like you had to do it. But I feel like if a lot of you guys that are in relationships, you're going to figure out that you don't have to be so afraid in your relationship. You don't have to be so mistrusting. You don't have to be so suspicious. You don't have to be so guilty. You don't have to be so... you're going to let go of the negative, low vibrational feelings that were blocking you from accepting love fully. This is for all you singles and all you ones in the relationship. This is for all of you. The next card that I see is One of Pentacles. This card is very, very beautiful. I love this card. Okay, so here's what's going on. There was a lot of mental fogginess. There was a lot of confusion, wandering, pondering, thinking, overthinking, stressing out when it comes to your love life. I feel like you were overthinking situations which caused maybe miscommunication, whatever happened. But you were not able to think clearly. There's been a really long period where you just were confused and just you couldn't think straight, like you couldn't make any decisions, you didn't know what to do to move forward, you didn't even understand what's going on with you in your mind, in your heart. But in January of 2020, your mind is clearing up. That fog is lifting, and there's going to be so much like greenery in your mind, which means like ideas, inspirations. Green is the color of the heart chakra. So I feel like your heart chakra is going to open up and really clear up the fog that was in your mind. Your heart chakra is going to open up because you're going to allow love back into your life, whether you're single or in a relationship. Another thing I see is that you're going to speak up a lot more this month. And when you speak, be very, very careful because your words are going to have powerful manifesting power. So when you speak out you see how like I'm trying to speak. This is the only reading this is happening. The other readings, I was talking just fine, and all of a sudden it's like I got a frog in my throat. And I feel like this is kind of what was going on with you guys, is every time you wanted to speak about something or speak up or whatever, or do something that you wanted to do, you couldn't. And I feel like that is ending, like, that's clearing out. But another thing that I want to mention is for you to really understand that you have a lot of power in your words. Your words create vibrations. When you speak, you're like, what's coming out of your mouth? It's vibrations coming out of your mouth. Sound is very powerful. Sound can heal. And so it's very powerful, the words you speak. So be very careful of the words you speak, especially when it comes to love, like you with your partner. Even if you're single, be careful of the words you speak and the words you think to yourself when it comes to love, because that's how you know what you're attracting. Okay, so the next card that I see here is Sanctuary. Privacy, respected boundaries, and taboos. So again, you're going to be speaking up, and you're going to, if you guys are in relationships, I really see that you're going to be speaking up and telling your partner like, hey, I can't be doing all of this, or hey, like I need some time alone, or hey, I need to do this, I need to do that, like I need to do this for me, I need to take a minute, like, or just, hey, like let's have a movie night, like let's have a date. Like you're just gonna speak up about what it is that you want from your partner, and you're gonna do it in a way that's very sweet and compassionate and just aligning with both of you guys. Now, if you guys are single, then you guys are really going to take this time out to create boundaries and create new rules. I feel like your love life was very heavily dictated and influenced by other people, whether it was past partners, maybe the things you've been taught when you were little, whatever the case was. And you're going to really take the time out this month to create new rules for yourself when it comes to love. And it could be anything. But I really feel like you're going to reevaluate what are your boundaries and what are not, what you want to explore, what you want to experience, what you don't want to explore, what you don't want to experience, everything like that when it comes to love. And I feel like that's because the universe wants you to get clear on those things so it could bring you the person that you need to be with, that you want to be with. And the next card, possibilities, with the number 2. So the number 2 in numerology is the number of harmony and balance, coming together, peace. So I feel like a lot of you guys are going through this energy right now of cultivating and awakening that harmony and that peace and that togetherness, oneness with yourself first, and then your outer reality is going to dramatically shift, and you're going to see that change this month. And partners, like, expect to come together, expect richer conversations, more meaningful conversations that free the both of you from any blockages, from any toxic patterns or whatever. The next card that I see is clinging to the past with the number 5. So here, the number 5 in numerology is the number of change. Big, big, big change. So what I'm seeing is that you were clinging to the past heavily. These were things that were triggering you. These were things that made you suppress a lot of things. Because of your past experiences, past beliefs, you were not fully wholeheartedly being present when it comes to love. And this month, that's going to change. You're really lifting that box out of your head. That your old beliefs about love are changing, and your old toxic patterns when it comes to love, they're changing. And so this is a new journey for you. This month that you're going to really change your perspective on love. perspective on love, and that's going to create a lot of powerful shift. So I expect to see love coming in and you really allowing the love to come in, nurturing yourself and figuring out what it is you want. And then from there, you're going to create an insane vibration and start to see a lot of synchronicity when it comes to your love life. And that's because you and the universe are becoming connected. And so whatever you think and speak, you're going to attract. So I hope that this reading helped you. I hope that this reading guided you and got you excited. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, for all of my group 4 people, let's go ahead and see what is coming in January 2020 when it comes to love. Okay, so the first card that comes up is Embrace Your Emotions. And it says, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. This is very, very important because it comes right next to the card that says answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Okay, so I feel like when it comes to your love life, there is something that you have been wanting to either say or speak out loud, something you wanted to communicate, something vocal, and you're being called to speak up. Now is the time for you to say it out loud. Now is the time for you to say it and speak up. Because especially with the full moon that we had yesterday, it's going to be very important for you. And I almost feel like you're going to be called to do it and you won't even help yourself. It's just going to come out. Oh, communication is opening up. Communication is going to become something dominant and natural within you around this time, especially around January. And you're really going to be answering these questions of, okay, when it comes to my love life, what is it that I want? And what am I getting from my partner and what am I not getting from my partner? And for all of you guys that are single out there, you're going to be asking yourself, okay, well, what is it that I want in love? What do I want to experience? What is it that I want to feel? What is it that I want to explore? Just, you're going to be asking yourself a lot of questions. And I also see that if there was something that you were holding on to, if there was a grudge or a resentment, those things may come up around this time so that you can release them, because they're taking up space within you, within your heart, within your mind. And you raising your vibration this year, already it's happening. Like, you can feel it. Your vibration is rising and there are emotions within you and things left unsaid that are going to come out, and you need to let it out. So another thing that happened with this full moon in Cancer that we had, it was also a lunar eclipse, is things just kind of happened where it was building up and building up and building up, and it kind of blew up, it kind of exploded, or just however, it just felt like it was all of a sudden, but it actually was not all of a sudden, because there was things that led up to this situation, this experience, whatever happened. And for all of you guys that did experience something like that, now is the time for you to embrace your emotions, whatever they are, and allow yourself to process them and move forward and heal them. Because this huge thing has happened, right? And I feel like a lot of you guys, it has affected your love life a lot. And so it's time for you to understand what kind of emotions you want to keep, what kind of baggage you want to be keeping, what influences you want to allow in when it comes to love. And now is your time to decide. Now it's your choice. The universe is saying now you have a choice to answer the call. So what is your soul calling you to do when it comes to love? You no longer have to listen to anyone else. You no longer have to embrace someone else's opinions and thoughts of love. You're being called to embrace your own emotions. The next card goes very synchronistic with this reading, and that is the Wave of Power card. Here we have a surge of power, upswing in energy, and exhilarating movement. Movement. All right, you guys, you have these two cards next to each other. You have a very, very synchronistic month coming ahead of you. This is very, very powerful. You're going to experience a lot of synchronicities when it comes to love. So be careful of the things that you guys think about. Hence why you were attracted to the labradorite crystal. This is the stone of synchronicity, of coincidence. This is literally called the stone of magic because it moves situations. It moves energy into your favor. So you have to be very, very careful when you work with this crystal. Whatever thoughts that you are thinking and whatever emotions that you're feeling, this crystal will bring and move and shift energy so that what your state of emotions is, you're going to attract more of that. So you're being called to really become aware of your thoughts. And when it comes to your love life, I feel like you're going to have this wave of power. You embracing your emotions, you kind of openly expressing how you truly feel, talking about how you feel, talking about what you want and don't want. This is the month that you're going to do that. Now, when you start doing that, the synchronicities are going to increase. So you're going to start to see a lot of magic when you start to clear out that old, when you start to clear out that, bullshit. So another thing that I see right next to this card is Atlantis. So you have accelerating movement. Then you have rapid development, excellence, and success. So your love life is going to be very high passion this month. That comes to the One of Wands. So magical. Your mind is going to be filled with passionate ideas that excite you when it comes to love. I feel like a lot of you guys that are in relationships, it's time for you guys to start doing fun things with your partner. And this is the month that that's going to happen. An opportunity to do it will come. You may decide randomly one day, like, hey, you know what? Let's go on a vacation. Let me take a day off work. You take this day off work. Let's just take a road trip to the beach. It's like that spontaneous energy when it comes to your love life is going to be very, very heavy this week or this month. Not heavy, but like dominant. For singles, I feel like you're going to have a lot of fun when it comes to love this month. Your thoughts on love are going to become very passionate. I see that like passion awakening within you when it comes to love, and you're going to create a lot of shift in your life when it comes to your love life. The next card that I see is surrender your desire to control people. Being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and think the situation through. And the next card is surrender the idea that you can fix someone. If it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Okay, so whatever is this communication that you want to express, I feel like there's something you want to talk about. There's something you've been keeping in. If you guys are in relationships, it's time to talk to your partner about this. And if you're single, it's time for you to have a very honest conversation about this with yourself, or find someone that you really truly trust to talk to. Because I feel like this is the month of your throat chakra awakening. So you are going to talk. You're going to express yourself, and you're no longer going to feel the need to I feel like whatever is going on, it was making you want to control your partner. And if you're single, you had controlling tendencies because you always just wanted to make sure that everything was okay in the relationship, that you wanted to make sure that things are going right and things are on the right track and stuff like that. And sometimes that kind of that crosses the borderline of becoming a little bit controlling sometimes. And another thing is surrender the idea that you can fix someone. I feel like this is another thing that you want to talk about, is if you guys are in relationships, you may be trying to fix something about your partner, and the universe is saying that you can't fix someone else. It's not your job anymore. And to take that energy kind of back, don't spend so much time and energy in trying to fix your partner. Allow them to go through their journey. Be there for them. Don't try to control their journey and tell them to do this, to do that, to do that. Allow them to embark on their own journey. They have to go through their own healing. You go through your own healing. You guys can be there for each other, but never try to force somebody to become a certain way, because maybe sometimes we think that, okay, if we force them to do this, this, and this, they'll be okay, they'll heal or whatever. But it's always important to allow somebody to embark on their own journey the way that fits them vibrationally. So another thing that I see, another thing I see is for singles, for all of you singles out there in this month, you're going to really, I feel like you're going to be revealed to the ways that you were being controlling, kind of, without even knowing it. And a lot of ways that you took the attention off the relationship, past relationships, and you took the attention off that relationship, and you took the attention off of yourself because you were so heavily consumed with trying to fix that person or help that person. So that is something that you're really going to think about and reevaluate how much of that you're going to do in your next relationship. Another thing I see is adventure and courage. So this month, for all of you group 4 people, I see a lot of synchronicity, and spontaneous energy is going to be big. I feel like you guys, when it comes to love, there's going to be a lot more risk taking. There's going to be a lot of new things you're going to do, a lot of spontaneous energy coming in when it comes to your love life. Spontaneous things, adventures, fun things, maybe a new road trip, maybe traveling. Definitely something that is going to awaken love within yourself, awaken love between you and your partner. And you're going to have a lot of courage this month because remember, you're going to be speaking. You're going to be speaking up, speaking out loud, expressing your truth, expressing how you feel. And this takes a lot of courage, but where there's fear, there has to be courage. Courage is needed to squash the fears. And I feel like you're going to squash all the fears this month because you're going to be courageous enough to speak about it and let it go and embrace the emotions and let them go. So that in turn is going to allow you to have this wave of power that is going to create a passionate love story. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, gave you clarity. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.